Yesterday, during a press conference at the White House, Donald Trump, for the second time in 3 months, would not commit to a peaceful transferal of power if he loses the November election. The first time, by the way, being back in July during that disastrous Chris Wallace interview. Yesterday, it was Playboy's White House correspondent Brian Karem who asked Donald Trump point blank, would you commit here today for a peaceful transferal of power after the November election? And Trump refused to say yes. Here's what Trump said. We're going to have to see what happens. You know that I've been complaining very strongly about the ballots, and the ballots are a disaster. Get rid of the ballots and you'll have a very peaceful, there won't be a transfer, frankly. There'll be a continuation. Everybody panicked after this statement by Donald Trump. Because again, Trump has repeatedly, made jokes and passing remarks and sometimes seemingly very serious remarks about staying in office longer than he is allowed to do. Perhaps seeking a third term because the first one was stolen from him because of the Mueller investigation. Not leaving office if he loses in November. Now, those are things. Now, actually, I had to say this yesterday again for the millionth time. So for 1,000,001 times, it's not up to him, folks. It's 100% not up to him. I know he can joke about it and he can, get everybody all riled up with it. And that's exactly the point of what he did yesterday, by the way. That's what that was. Is it a little bit scary? Yeah, absolutely. We have a president here joking about ignoring the Constitution. That's not okay. That's really not okay. But is it something that we need to, crap our pants over? Absolutely not. There are things that do hit that level. I'll talk about those in a moment. But right now, this statement that he made yesterday, nothing he can do about it. It doesn't matter if it's peaceful. It doesn't matter if he's pissy. It doesn't matter if he even sits and talks to Joe Biden as the president does with the incoming president, and has the meetings and says, this is how things work. This is where things are. Joe Biden's already got a dude that's going to do that for him. And guy's name is Barack Obama. So we don't have to worry about that. Plus, Joe Biden was vice president for 8 years. He has a pretty good understanding of how things work and what goes on. He doesn't need to have those big meetings like, okay, you're new to this. You got to know everything. No, Joe Biden pretty much knows it all. So don't worry about those kinds of things. Trump can be mad. He can be pouty. He can be pissy. He can refuse to meet with Biden, whatever. But at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on January 20th, 2021, Donald Trump's term as President of the United States expires as per the United States Constitution. The only thing that can extend that is a victory with the Electoral College in the 2020 presidential election. That's it. He can cross his arms and say, I'm not leaving. January 20th at 12 p.m., the year 2021, you no longer have control of the Secret Service, the United States military, your staffers, nothing. You have control of nothing. These people, and you're not the president anymore, so you are not protected. They can literally grab you up, pick your fat ass up, and throw you out of the White House. You cannot stay because you lose your authority at noon on January 20th, 2021, unless you secure an Electoral College victory in the 2020 election. Now, that's the part we should be scared about, because it was reported yesterday that his campaign, and actually Brian Karem is the one who got this scoop. Oh, no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. Excuse me. But either way, the report came out yesterday that Trump's campaign is actually working on what they're calling, quote, contingency plans on essentially ways to steal the presidential election. And as we discussed yesterday, those plans involve, if Trump loses the popular vote in a red swing state, like Florida, for example, they're going to ask the Republican governor, most likely, according to a Trump campaign official, they're going to tell the Republican governor there was too much fraud in your state, like Trump mentioned yesterday, too much fraud in your state. Your electors cannot vote for Joe Biden because of all the fraud. Select new electors who are loyal to me and who will go to the Electoral College and vote for me. Constitutionally, that's allowed. So that's where our concern needs to be. Don't panic about Trump saying, I'm going to be president forever. He would literally have to suspend the Constitution in order to do that. And technically, if he suspended the Constitution, he would no longer have any authority technically whatsoever. The military itself could revolt. It would be a civil war, absolutely. But he wouldn't win it. So that's the one side of it, and that's the far-fetched, probably never going to happen side. Plus, Trump's a coward. The dude is not going to overstay with the threat of force to remove him. He is a coward. So stop worrying about that. Start worrying about the real stuff. Him stealing the election by having these crazed right-wing governors like Ron DeSantis down here in Florida threatening to install their own Trump-loyal electors to the Electoral College. That is what we need to be concerned about, and that is what we need to figure out a way to prevent. One of today's video sponsors is Surfshark VPN, and right now they have an amazing exclusive deal for our Ring of Fire audience. Just go to surfshark.deals/Ring of Fire, and you can get 83% off a 2-year subscription plus 3 months for free. You can also enter code Ring of Fire at checkout, or simply click on the link at the top of the video description below. If you are not searching the web while using a VPN, your data is not as secure as you would like to think it is. You can be tracked by websites, you're vulnerable to phishing schemes, to malware, even to hackers trying to access your personal information. I know, I have been there. You're looking at somebody who has had their personal debit card number stolen off the internet twice. And I should have learned after the first time, but I definitely learned after the second time. And I always use a VPN now, and Surfshark is the one that I use. So hopefully you take advantage of this wonderful offer. Again, 83% off a 2-year deal plus 3 months for free. Just surfshark.deals/Ring of Fire or enter code Ring of Fire at checkout. That makes $2.21 your total cost per month for a little bit of peace of mind. And trust me, that can go a long way. Surfshark.deals/Ring of Fire or enter code Ring of Fire at checkout, or just click on the link below at the top of the video description.